Okay, guys, we are live. This is Harvey Davey. Hey, it's pretty chilly out here tonight, and I'm already bundled up. Anyway, I don't know who else is gonna come in here. I was just in Unstoppable Morgan's channel, and what a trip that was. Well, one lady lives out of a shed, and she has a raccoon for a pet. God, she's got like I think one raccoon in there. I'm not sure if she's got another one, but I could see the raccoon when she opened up the shed, man. It was like it kind of moved real quick. But anyway, um, it doesn't matter if I don't have anybody in here. But I told the people from in there to come in here, looking for new people, looking for good quality people. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. RV Davey here. Let's see here. I got two people in the house. Let's see here. 426. What's going on, man? I'm sitting here. I'm just sitting here in a good old RV here in Quartzsite, Arizona, and just living the life, man. Doing what I can, always. 426. Have you been in the channel before? I'm just wondering if you're new. All you new people, tell me who you guys are so I can, let me switch off of my face here. Hold on. Let me just turn it this way. Just keeps, it helps keep it warmer in here. This freaking, what do you call it, tin. It's like, I don't know, I could probably make a Tin Man out of it, Let's see, I came over from, birthday party. Oh, cool, thanks. Thanks for coming, man. See, if she come in here, I'd sing happy birthday to her, Matter of fact, she writes down my channel name. If she did, I'll definitely sing for her, I'll definitely sing happy birthday. Now, if I wasn't 60, and if I was like, let's say 30, I'd probably give her a birthday present, when you're 60, it's just not as good as when you're 18 to, let's say, 18 to 30, It's especially when you got your diabetic condition, and it's just, and you're handicapped, you're paralyzed from your ankles down. Things just don't work good, But if you're on the bed, it doesn't matter, If you're on the bed, that's all it counts, right? More pushing for the cushion, or more cushion for the pushing. You know how that saying goes. So yeah, we got 42.6. He came over from Unstoppable Morgan, guys. For all you regular people that come in here. AZ, let's see, 007, Arizona. You and Tasha. Tasha's pissed off at me, huh? What can I say? You know what? You can't do anything right with Tasha Teeling. You know what I'm saying? You just can't. We got Nez in here. What's going on, Nez? How you going? How is it going, man? How the hell are you all? Here in the old, the RV living, Quartzsite, Arizona. God, where else can you be in the wintertime, Where else can you be? Let's see. Yeah, we got Nez, and we got some regular people. We got a new one. We got a gentleman called 42. Let me see here. 42.6. He came over for Unstoppable Morgan's live feed. Yeah, what's the lady's name? Jane. I think her name was Jane. She had a birthday, and Morgan brought a birthday cake and lit it with some candles. It was heartwarming, heartwarming to hear, and you ask her, questions and stuff like that. What she's interested in. Were you free to talk about that? Would you want sex at your age? And she's like, yeah, I'd take some sex. I mean, who wouldn't, I mean, sex makes you feel better anyway, right? If more people in America had sex, even throughout the world would be better off. That's what I say. That's just my saying, but what do I know? 46 and 2 is a good Tool song. Oh, Tool. That's where that's a Tool song. Okay, cool. I like Tool. I've got a lot of Tool in my music theater, I guess you could call it. But I haven't been much in the mood for a lot of music. Not much. Let's see, the most fun you can have without smiling. Yes, that'd be true. Meyer, butt reeks. Yeah, 42.6. If more people took shrooms, the world would be better. You know what? I'm not a mushroom guy. I hate mushrooms in general anyway. But you know what? It is what it is, But it's just it's funny because I didn't get it. I was never really I was never a drug person, I mean, I hated, I tried cigarettes. I hated them because, they stink and they taste awful. And I'm like, man, what kind of, I mean, how could people like this, smoking cigarettes, it didn't appeal to me, I buy a whole pack and try to start cigarettes one time, and then I ended up throwing up, I'm like, God, man, this is horrible. Why did I do this? So I ended up giving I gave the pack of cigarettes to some bystander, and here, take these cigarettes. I can't. I got sick and threw up, and oh man, yeah, that was just no good. Conscious music is always good to listen to. Mushrooms force you to look at yourself. It's not a party drug. It's just, I guess it's kind of like LSD, but I've never, like I said, I've never taken these type drugs. LSD does the same thing. I mean, I think, a lot of musicians were creative with their music, taking that stuff, but it was good for them, and I'm a musician myself. I play guitar. I don't have a guitar in here. All my guitars are in my storage shed in Williams, Arizona, So I got a 40 by 8 storage shed with about 8 guitars in there, and I've got a ukulele. I've got another 4-string guitar. I got 2 4-string guitars. I got 3 of the 5-string guitars. So yeah. So let's see. LSD is a party drug, but can be used. But can be used responsibly. Yeah. Yeah, I'm so glad I got a new person from that channel. I said, hey, you guys, come over to RV Davey. I'm going live, I thought, let's just do a live stream. It's freaking Saturday night, What the hell? Here I am. I don't even have a real pillow back here, Yeah, I lost my pillow, and yeah, I washed all my stuff, long pants and a couple pillows, and then I ended up in the hospital. And what did I do? I passed out in my vehicle, and then somebody called an ambulance. They came out. They broke into my RV, got me out of the RV, took me to the hospital. My heart was acting up on me. So because of that, I ended up in the hospital, and I lose my clothes. I called the place up. Hey, can you hold my clothes for me? I had some, sweatshirts and, my long pants, and I had 2 pillows. And when I came out, I never could get the stuff. I couldn't get pillows. I couldn't, because of my condition. I need a scooter to ride in a store to be able to, grab things off the shelf. And, it's a freaking hell trying to get stuff. But I'm in Quartzsite here, and what it is this little town is really small, but there's 2 grocery stores that are real tiny in this little place, right? So what I do is I call the place called Coyote Fresh, and what they do is as long as I have a $25 minimum order, they'll deliver the groceries to my RV. Then all I have to do is open up the window here and put the stuff in my refrigerator, and I'm good. Put all the dry stuff away. And what else did I do? Oh, I bought a stand mixer. You know what? I'm going to do a video on that. Product review. But I have to use it first. But I need the wooden roller, so I can roll out the dough. And we're gonna make the first thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a video on making donuts. Matter of fact, I can do that without the rolling pin, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take. I've got cans of dough comes in a can, and what I'm gonna do is it comes with eight rolls, right? Because you could make 8 rolls. So I'm gonna just push. I'm gonna kind of bring the dough back together on that, and then I'm gonna push it out with some flour, and then I'm gonna make the donuts. And I've got the oil for it, and then I'm gonna put the icing on the top. And what I have to do is I'll show you how I make the icing. I'll show that in a video too. So a lot of people don't know that. And I'm going to learn how to make the Boston cream so I can make the Boston cream donut. And even though donuts are not good for you, but they're good to make, it forces you to be a little bit more creative with your cooking stuff, baking, between cooking spaghetti or between making, some other kind of meal, maybe a steak. Steak is easy. I mean, all you do is throw some salt and pepper and throw it on the grill, but some of this other stuff is way different, Gourmet donuts, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make some gourmet donuts. And it's going to be by Bisquick almost. But the rolls that you buy. But I think the brand is called, what's it called? Grand? I think it's called Grand. But yeah, you can make 8. It comes with 8. I've got two of the patties yet, so I literally can make 2 donuts, and that's probably all I need to do, because then I could use those donuts and dip them in my coffee. So I can make, for instance, maybe tomorrow morning I could do it, I can make the donuts, and I already have the frosting made, but I'll make a new batch, and I'll show you how I do it, and that way you guys can do it too. And I'm going to show you what you could do as well as I can do it. So I use my air fryer for yeah, I got an air fryer in here. I've got full hookups here. My sewer line, I got the electric line coming off the RV, and then I got the garden hose. So this has been great. I mean, this is the first time I've ever been in an RV park in Quartzsite. This was great because the price was right. Just like the show, because the price was $250 a month, and then you got your electric. My electric was like $30, for a month, and I was running the stove for heat, because man, there were some mornings that got down to 29, 28 degrees. That's my limit. That put me to the test. Mine, I'm like, oh my God, this is freaking cold. I bought a Big Buddy heater, and if I run that on low with a 20-pound tank, it only gives me 5 days. 5 days at about maybe 9 hours of heat in here. So that's not much. But for the mornings, it's great. I flip it on for, 5 minutes. Warms the whole place up. Takes the chill off the air, and I'm good to go. But I'm thinking about later. Tater tots. Oh, you know what? That's something I've not thought about in a while. Tater tots. I do have baked potatoes in here, but what I'm going to do with those, I'm going to make a meal, a dinner. It's going to be called potato pierogies. Okay. Yeah, 28 degrees is, oh my God, that is cold for Arizona. That's what I'm saying. It pushed my behind big time. Man, I turned on the XL oven, opened up the door, and put that on air fry so the air blows, right? So I did that, and it runs for 2 hours, so I just have to get up at about the 2 hour mark and turn that knob another 2 hours, and I got 4 hours of heat at least, But the buddy heater does its job. The big buddy heater, those kick out some heat. I mean, on low, it would keep, even at 28 degrees, it would keep this RV at about 70 degrees, about 70, 72 degrees, something like that, which is pretty cool. I mean, that's good for me, That kept my kept as your mind just freaking goes crazy is what happens. It's like you lose it. And I was losing it at 28 degrees. Especially when you don't have long pants, because all your pants was in Flagstaff at a place, and then I can't buy long pants, because I can't. There's no place here that you can buy. I guess I can order online, but I just don't trust that, It just doesn't compute for me, at least. But who knows? Let's see, a lot of good recipe videos on. Oh yeah, I mean, geez, there's stuff that. Let me tell you a channel that I really liked a lot. I'm going to pass it on to you guys. It's called Polish Your Kitchen. So hey, so maybe Nez might be interested in this, because a lot of people in Ohio. They got all these neighborhoods. They got Polish neighborhoods, and it's called Polish Your Kitchen. So it's a couple that's married, and the lady is Polish, and he's married to an American man that was in the Army. And he was in the Army for a number of years, and he came off the Army, and then he retired from the Army, and then, and she hooked up with him somehow in Europe, Kind of reminds me of my mom and dad. They hooked up in Europe too, because they both, my dad was living in Czechoslovakia, and my mom was living in Budapest, Hungary, as a kid, as kids. Well, anyway, my dad was captured by the Germans in the war, World War II, and he was put in a concentration camp. And they told him he was supposed to take a shower in a couple hours or whatever, or they said you got to get in that line over there, And my dad explained what happened, and what he decided to do is just climb over the fence. So he climbed over the fence. Somehow there's a lot of commotion going on, and so he climbed over the fence, got over the fence, got in the neutral zone, and they started shooting bullets. So he proceeded to keep going up the fence, and he got all the way to the top, and he started getting shot with bullets. And he was hit about 9 or about 7, or I can't remember. He told me either 7 to 9. He got shot a lot, okay? But he made it over the fence. That was a good thing. And he was alive. He survived. And he came out of it. And it all worked out for him. So he made it, and they didn't get him. He freaking stormed out away and ran into the forest, and that was it. He met some people that he can count on to help him, because he was a kid, When you're a kid, that happens, That's just how it works. Thank God for that. But otherwise, I wouldn't be here, So, let's see. Balloon is a distraction for the Pfizer reports, huh? Speaking of balloons, I mean, we had a spy balloon from China, and they shot it out of the sky, I guess. I'm going to have to look more into it. I really haven't really gotten into it, but I will, because I like, watching stuff like that. I like to know what's going on, I watch what's going on in Europe because, hey, my family came from Europe, so I'm very concerned. I know that, Ukraine, I do know Ukraine is very popular. It's a popular place, but it's an important place, too, in Europe. And the bad part about it is that they're right next to their neighboring Russia, which is really bad deal, because Russia feels that Ukraine belongs to them. And you know what? Russia believes that Poland, Romania, and Hungary, and what's some of these other country names? I can't even think. Estonia. You can go on and on. Germany, France. See, Russia believes that they still should have all that back. And I feel that if they take Ukraine, and they're just going to keep marching, they're not going to stop. You think Putin is he's going to push our buttons? He don't care. He's just going to keep moving on. That's a bad deal. Bad deal for the world, because you know what happens when that happens, don't you? I don't even want to think about it. I shouldn't even go here. I shouldn't even be talking about it, but it's important. It's important to every American, because a lot of Americans don't feel that they don't feel that we should be involved in any of it, which I agree. But once Russia steps into the boundaries of NATO, then it becomes it's our problem. But Trump's going to come back in office, and when Trump comes back in office, I'm not sure what will happen when Trump gets in. So I guess it'll be a wait and see. So, because Trump's going to win the election, he's going to be a president again, but this will be his last 4 years. But what's he going to do with this war stuff? What's he going to do with it? See, Trump. Trump is a guy that stands tall. He puts a bat in his hand, and guess what? He's like Putin. He's gonna just push right in and try to take. He's gonna take everything over. Trump's gonna go all in on this. Believe me, that'll be nuclear weapons. So there you go. So let's just all have a good time till then, right? Let's just party it up and get drunk and do all those things we shouldn't be doing, right? You know what I'm saying? 42.6, Let's see, I'm off to dream about a better world. That's a good place to be, but world history, they say history repeats itself. History repeats itself, and you know what? It is. I watch another good channel you guys might want to check out. It's called Inside Russia. He bailed out of Russia because he was going to have to fight. So he bailed out. So anyway, he's got a great channel. Check him out. You'll learn a lot about Russia. You'll learn a lot about the government and all phases and entities of the entire Russian government. He knows all of it because he grew up under communism and all that kind of stuff. I'm just saying it would be great. Plus, I mean, then there's other channel called Polish Your Kitchen. So if you want to learn how to make Polish food, which I'm going to do too, because I'm very good. I lived off of Polish food my whole life. Growing up as a kid, my mom made all that stuff. So, and I always watched. And I participated. So, I knew how to make dough. I knew what you had to put in it, and I just know all that. You don't forget. You just don't forget. But yeah, I got this heating blanket, and it stopped working the other day, or sometime this morning it stopped working. So it's going to be a little colder tonight than probably normally is, but at least I'm comfortable in here, Got a nice comfortable cushion underneath here, and it's pretty good. And so I like that sausage and kraut. Yeah, a matter of fact, I've got 3 pieces of the sausage, the kielbasa. I got 3 of them. I'd like to, what, if I get the meat grinder, I could buy a meat grinder for like $50, and I could make my own. I could just tell them I want to make sausage. Just depends. So it could be Italian. It could be, well, I would just tell them I want to make bratwurst, and then that way I can have 2 different kinds of meat. I get the casings, and then I can have my own sausage, man. And I know how to make sauerkraut too. I'll teach you how to do that too, guys. So if you guys want to know how to make sauerkraut, I'll teach you that in a video. That's an easy video because I spend a minute doing that. showing you how to make sauerkraut. Just 1 minute is all I need of time. But I'll do it because I want you guys to know how to have some European dishes, especially when it comes to pierogies. I'm just, I got all the potatoes I need. I just need to get a rolling pin, and I ordered that today. So that's coming, folks. You guys are going to have some cooking videos coming. So who else we got in here? We still got, I think we got 5 people in here. I guess I've pissed off some people. I don't get as many as I used to. That's one of the reasons I went into Morgan's, Unstoppable Morgan's channel. I wanted to pick up some people. Hey, 42.6. Hey, if you go into Morgan's all the time, see if we can wrestle some more people out of there to come into the Davey channel. See if you're able to pull that off. It'd be great to get a whole, not entirely a whole new crowd, but so we can make up the people that don't come in here anymore, But Morgan's got some. She really has a wide range of people that come here. Let's see. You changed your stream hours. Oh, is that what would be? What do you think the better hours would be for me to? Yeah. Well, tonight was a Put it this way. I went to Morgan's channel, and I usually don't go to her channel, but I did, and it was interesting because she went. This lady it was her birthday, and it was, it was about helping the lady. So, I helped out a little bit. So I'm glad I did, because I could tell she needed the help, Personally, she did. She needed some help. I need help too, but it's kind of hard for me to get some help, I need help physically too, but it's tough. I got some things accomplished today though. I fixed my sewer hose. It came apart on the one end, so I put a hose clamp on it, and I did that, and I fixed it, so that's done, and it's on there nice and tight. It's not going to come. Hopefully, it won't come apart. I guess it'd be better if you can glue it, and then kind of put the thing on, and then put the hose clamp around it. It could help. Duct tape wouldn't be a bad idea too, Duct tape helps it, get a good grip, So that's just another idea, Like they say, even the NASA astronauts fixed things with duct tape, It's amazing. Duct tape it's probably the best invention I think ever made, duct tape. There's not one thing you can't go without repairing, without having almost to use duct tape in some form, We got 6 people in there. It's not too bad, Too bad for late night. It's not bad at all. But I'm glad I got one new guy in here. We have 42. How can I forget that channel name? 426. 426. 426. I got to remember that. 426. I got that in my memory. 426. Let's not forget it. 426. You have a channel. Is that your channel name? So I could go into yours, so I can, subscribe to your channel, See, I'm hoping I get, anybody new in here, I get a subscriber out of them, Trying to build up the channel little by little. It's been little by little. I started this channel in December of 2018. So, yeah, 2018, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 5 years. I've been on here for 5 years with this YouTube channel. I did have another channel called what's it called? Was it RV American Travel? I think I had RV American Travel, but I forgot the passcode that I had for it, and I couldn't get it back. But if I change the name of this channel, I could actually easily go back to All American, the RV American Traveler, and and whoever comes in there, they're just coming into RV Davey, but I think they still can get to the RV American Traveler channel, which would be the RV Davy channel. What I could do is RV Davy American Traveler after that. Just extend the name out a little bit, you know. I could do that. You know, RV Davy, RV American Traveler. Yeah, that's got a ring to it. That could work, you know. That could work. I probably, if you know, when I had RV American Traveler, that's when I was able to walk, and I could do so much better with my videos, you know, compared to today. I could put the GoPro, and I got one of those straps that goes on your head, and I'm able to do that, but it's just more difficult. Let's put it that way. But yeah, if I was doing like the repair, you know, there's a lot of things I do that, you know, but what I can do with the cooking videos would be better, because then I could just mount the GoPro, and it'll be that much easier to do, you know. I do have a little stand that I could put the camera, like this phone camera, into the holder, and I can it bends. It's got like a bending capability, so I could get all the right angles, you know, trying to film. So yeah, I could get it right into the cooking pan that I'm trying to do. So it'd be great for the donuts. You could watch me put the dough right in there, and the temperature's got to be 350. So, and I got one of those handle temperature gauges, you know, and I just point it at the oil, and yeah, once I get to 325, I lower the temperature of the stove, and I dump the donuts in there, and I bake them, or fry them, however you want to say it. And I leave it on for like 50 seconds, and I flip them over for another 50 seconds, and then I flip it back over again for about probably 5 seconds, and I just take the little tweezers that I got to pick them up with, and I pull them out of the oil, let them drain, and you know, right in the oil there. Just let the donuts drain, and then I just put them on a piece of paper, or my what do you call it? My napkins. I use my napkins on a paper plate, and I put them on that, and then I let them cool down for about 30 minutes, and then I put the icing on the top, and I'll show you how to do all that. So, but yeah, I still got two of the rolls left that I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna convert those over to the donuts, and then I'll dunk them in my coffee. That's what I like to do. So we'll do that. I'll show you how I make the coffee and how I dunk the donuts. I'll just make one video out of it. Think that'll work, huh? You think it'll work? I think it will. Yeah, I'll show you the kielbasa too. You know, I can make dinner. I'll show you how I make the Polish kielbasa meal, you know. That's a simple one. All you do is open up a can, dump the sauerkraut in, but I can show you how to make the sauerkraut. It only takes about 4 days to do it, which is a long time. But you need sea salt and fresh cabbage. And you cut the fresh cabbage up, and then you compress it. You put it. I've got a jar for it, so I got the perfect situation and I should do that, and I'll show you how I do. We got Carlos Martinez. What's going on? Let's see. No, I'm not dying. No, I'm doing fine. We had a new contestant come in here today, or tonight, I should say. Yeah, we had 426 come in here. Brand new channel. I guess he left. He wasn't here for a bit. Yeah, 426. Yeah, that was a great addition. He came in. I was in Morgan's channel, Unstoppable Morgans, tonight. So I went in there, and that channel ended. When that channel ended, I told the people from in there I was going to go live. So one guy wrote down my channel name and came in here. I'm like, that's great. They took my monetization, can't even say it, monetization off, Carlos. They took it away. It's been gone for about 2 years now. And I don't know how to get it back. I don't know what the hell happened. But, heck, I don't even know. I to this day. How do you get a hold of YouTube? How do you talk to somebody, you know? How do you fix it? I don't know. You know, I don't have the knowledge to do it. Let's see. His face is considered graphic content. So, you know what I think it was? I think that got me knocked off. Okay, I did a video. Well, actually, I showed a video of a guy that had a king cobra, okay? And the king cobra lunged at the guy and bit him. Okay, it bit him, and I knew the guy, okay? I knew the guy that owned the snake. So anyway, he got bit by the king cobra. He had anti-venom for the snake already. So he gave himself a shot right away. And then he called the hospital, said, I'm coming. I just got bit by a king cobra. I've got anti-venom with me too, and I just took some. And I've got all the protocol on what to do with the snake from a snake bite of like the king cobra, you know. So he did all that. And then a cop happened to be right up the street. So he told the cop, hey, could you please, I just got bit by a king cobra. Can you please, you know, go forward, you know, and go get in front of me and turn on your lights and get us to the hospital so we can go fast. So the police officer says, oh, yeah, sure, no problem, man. So the cop freaking got in front, and they just hightailed it as quick as they could to get to the hospital. You know, and he had the hospital was waiting for him. So, yeah, he lost a finger. He lost the whole finger. Tyler Nolan was the guy's name. Actually, the channel's name is Tyler Nolan Tattoos. But yeah, look up Tyler Nolan, and you could, you know, I don't even think that video is able. I don't think that video is. I just don't think anybody could watch that video anymore because it was so graphic. You know, it is graphic of watching a king cobra lunge at the guy and bite him. You know, because you know that's the worst snake. One of the worst snakes you can get bit by. Because their venom is so strong that you could die within a couple hours easy from a snake bite like that. There are other worse snakes out there, believe me. There are worse snakes. But yeah, I like watching those snake videos because they're entertaining, you know. You wouldn't think so, but when you watch a guy named Chandler's Wildlife. He is funny. He puts humor into his snake videos. And I think that's kind of helpful. That's why his channel's almost got 2 million subscribers, you know. He makes a lot of money with those 2 million just about subscribers. What's going on, Joni Portwood? Welcome to the channel tonight. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. I appreciate Carlos and Meyer Buttreeks came in here. And let's see, how did you... I just told the guy how I think I got demonetized. But I want to get it back. It's been like 2 years. You know, Joni's real knowledgeable about this YouTube stuff, you know. You know, Joni's got a channel that, you know, she knows how to make it so you could join her channel for a certain amount of money and whatever and be a part of her club, you know. It's like her YouTube club, you know, basically. But here I am in my RV. As people ask me how I got my name, I said, well, I live out of my RV. So I just said, well, kept it simple. It's like, okay, RV Davey. What else can I do? See, I like my snake videos. Funny too. Yeah. You know, but yeah, watch Chandler's Wildlife and check. He owns 2 king cobras, a male and a female. The female snakes generally are more aggressive than the male snakes. And that tends to be true, you know. Yeah, the female snakes. That king cobra that that Chandler's got? Justina is the name of the snake, right? And Justina is a handful. That snake nearly bites him. He probably missed out on getting bit at least a half dozen times, I'm going to say. Chandler, yeah, crazy. I mean, you could watch the videos, you could see. I mean, he's got all of his videos there you could check out. And you could just see, you know, he gets Justine out. He has to clean all the cages, right? So he has to get the snakes out, put them like in a trash bin that's, you know, for the snakes. And, yeah, he gets them out with a snake hook, grabs the part. It's just, it's amazing. That's a talent. You know, the king cobras are big snakes. They're heavy, too. So the guy's got to be strong, you know. He is strong. I've seen him go to a weight room, his place where he works out, and the guy could lift some weight. If you look at him, you could see he's only, hell, the guy's only what, 23 years old, something like that, young, and he's got a $5 million house and property. That's amazing. So it simply is me. I wish I could be 23 again and be able to have $5 million of property in my name. You know, that'd be great, you know. Let's see, I hadn't handled a snake since I quit going to church. The rattlesnakes. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, we lost some people. I mean, not that we lost them. Not everybody could stay in a video like this, you know. You can only take so much of me, and I can only take so much of myself, you know, doing these videos, you know. That's why, you know, half the time I'm like, I have to look at the time, because what am I at, 42 minutes? I should probably go to an hour and just quit the video, you know. Give myself 60 minutes of time, and then that's it. So just make my videos 60 minutes on each one. And should be 30 minutes, really, but 30 minutes just goes whoop. Just goes so fast. But I had Nez Lover come in here. I got Joni in here. I got Meyer Butt Reeks in here. You know, I got a few people in here. And of course, I had Tasha Teeling coming in here. I think Tasha Teeling went to sleep early tonight. Let's see, I'm on drugs. That's good. Yeah, if you're on drugs. Yeah, you know, half the people probably would have to be on drugs to come into my channel. Yeah, I just think that my nose is getting all clogged up here, because it's starting to get chilly in here. So I may have to get the buddy heater out and crank it up for a little bit. Probably have to turn the oven on. Use it for a stove tonight, a little bit, for at least for 2 hours. But then I need to get to sleep in that 2 hours, you know, while it's warm. So when they get it warm, and then I turn it off, and then I just climb into the blanket here and turn off the lights and go to sleep. That's it. That's just how the cookie crumbles. Yeah, I'm going to cook some cookies, too. I'm going to make some baking videos. How about that, Joni? Would you like some Polish recipes? How about donuts? I'm going to do a video making some donuts, Joni. How's that? How would that be for you? You know, you could imagine that. You can make some donuts for your mom and yourself, you know. You could do that. You can make some Polish dishes, too. Yeah, I'll show you when I get the rolling pin, and then I'll, we'll get right to it. I don't have much room, you know, I don't have much counter space here to roll out dough. But hey, I can make my own pizzas then, once I get the rolling pin. Make my own dough, pizza dough, and yeah. How much better is pizza when you make your own fresh dough? Pizza bread, yeah. Yeah, I can make my own French bread, hot dog buns, yeah. No, all fresh hot dog. Imagine that, fresh hot dog buns, fresh hamburger buns. I can make all that right from the RV Davy Bakery, yeah. So Yeah, yeah, things are gonna change video wise here for me. I just gotta be able, when I do a video, I just gotta make sure I got everything moved aside and set up properly, so I don't have to fuss around with try to do this and that. Just have it so that it's all ready to go. Ready to go, and then and just get right on it. Have everything, get all the pots and pans, the oil. There's nothing that's not out of place. It's like it's right where it needs to be, and then get that video going and just make it real quick, You almost, I mean, I don't think I could do a live video doing it because I'm gonna need to put some video on pause and then unpause it, and you can't do that with live. So yeah, I guess I'll have to do an upload, Yeah, short clips. There we go. The donuts will be short clips. Yeah, I'll just do it. The donuts will just become a short clip. Yeah, and I'll just make it. I already have my stuff, my icing for the donut. I already have it made, and I'm just gonna simply show it real quick and then stir it, right? And then I'll have the donuts will be done, right? And they'll just need to just come right out. And then I'm just gonna grab the donuts, put them out, put them on the paper plate, whatever, and that's it. This is how you make donuts with the Grand brand dough. Because I'm not making my own dough. The dough is going to be pre-made by Grand. The Grand rolls. I'm going to show you that. I'm going to just go. This is going to turn into this, or this has turned into this. I'll have it. It'll be scripted, so I'll have it set. But yeah, it'll work. This is how you make quick donuts. And they really are quick. Because you just got that dough, you roll on, you just take each one out, and you just kind of move with your hands, you kind of work your hands with it, stretch it on, all the way around, and then it activates the dough actually. Because when they made that dough, they probably used active dry yeast, and so after that then I just dunk it into 350 oil, and boom, 1 minute. 1 minute's all it takes to make a donut, or 2 donuts, because that's as big as a pan that I have that I can use to do it. But yeah, it'll be a great plan. I think people are interested in baking, and I bought the stand mixer, so I got a good stand mixer. Not a good one, but it's one that's good for, I'm not going to do this every day. So for something you're going to do like once a month, it's a decent blender, because it comes completely apart. And I'm going to do a demonstration just on the stand mixer itself. And that'll be the start of the whole baking process, So we'll do that. Yeah, I know they can, Revelator, but you have to have insulin. You must have insulin. That I do have. So yeah, that's why I say once a month, guy. You missed that part. You do this once a month. Once a month you make a Slavic meal. Slavic meals are actually healthy for you, actually, most of them. As long as you don't use the dough. If you're using the sauerkraut and the kielbasa, that's a good meal. That's a good healthy meal, man. Kielbasa, beef. The beef with the sauerkraut is perfect. Perfect meal. A lot of the Slavic meals are that way. A beef or a pork with the coleslaw. I'm going to show you guys how to make coleslaw. That's going to be a video coming up too. So, going to show you how to do all that, Revelator. I could actually do that. I might even do that. I might even start doing that tomorrow, actually. Since there's no football games on. But yeah, diabetics do eat dough. The guy right across from me, he's a diabetic. He eats dough items every single day. And he does it. So, I say, man, I mean, they're always going out to eat, you know, and I'm like, man, don't you guys make your own meals? And he goes, nah, we don't make our own meals. No. It's just easier for us to just go out, you know. I don't know. It's way more pricier when you go out to restaurants, you know, because if you watch their videos, sirens and shotguns. Where's that? Where's sirens and shotguns coming from? Creamy coleslaw. Yeah, I'll have to look up. Creamy coleslaw would be like a ranch dressing type, and with the slaw. But yeah, to make coleslaws, first of all you need a good jar. So if you got jars, don't throw them away, save them, and then what you do is you cut the cabbage up and you put it in a bowl, and when you have it in a bowl, then you squash it, you push on it, you know, with a wooden stick or something you gotta smash the sauerkraut. So you're mashing it, and then you're simply putting it into the jar. You're going to pack the cabbage that you're going to cut up, and you're going to put it inside the jar. And then once you get it all packed and filled in, it needs to ferment. So basically what you're going to do, one step I didn't tell you about, you got to use sea salt. So you put some sea salt. I guess you could just put it at the very top. When you finish it out, filling up the jar, put a little bit of sea salt in there, maybe a teaspoon. I'll check on the amount, but I think basically it's about a teaspoon or tablespoon, and then depending on how much you got. But then what you do is you put your jar on there, or the lid, and don't tighten it up. Actually, it'd be better if you took a saran wrap and wrapped around it and then poked holes in it so it breathes. You got to have it so that it's got to be able to ferment, and it's got 3 to 4 days, and then you'll have yourself coleslaw. Yeah, that's how you do it, guys. But I'll do a video on that, and I'll show you how I do it. What's your thoughts on the current status of the Blind Views channel? What's my thoughts on that channel? What do you think? I think, you know what, he's gone off on all the nomads. He's gone off on everybody. Basically, he's basically calling nomads a bunch of low life pieces of crap. You know, that's what he's saying. He's saying, hey, I own a house. I'm better than you. He's basically telling everybody that he's better than everybody else. And I don't like that. I don't like Blind View's attitude, you know. John Jacobs, 818. How's it going, man? Good to see you in here. Good to see anybody that comes in here, really. Let's see. Revelator, I don't know where he's at, but wherever he's at, he's hearing a bunch of sirens and gunshots. So, that ain't good. That's not good at all. But then again, North Phoenix is pretty crazy. I'm going to say the whole town of Phoenix is pretty crazy. Yeah, Phoenix is a crime-ridden town. It is. It's gotten the population's caught up to Phoenix. Phoenix is always known to be a really nice town where there's no crime. They kind of were trying to compare Phoenix to like Mayberry, you know. You know, there's just, you know, the sheriff doesn't even need a gun, you know, that type of thing. But Peoria, oh yeah, well I guess that comes with some crime there. You know, Peoria, all of North Phoenix could really stifle you, you know, really can. Let's see. So yeah, so Arizona, AZ Arizona. So what do you think about Blind Views? I told you my thought on them. You know, and, you know, I stopped going into his channel a long time ago, you know. You know, he was the replacement for Camo Dave, you know. He replaced Camo Dave, and he just, I don't know. I heard him pick apart Jamie, the Ignomatic Nomadic. So I heard him pick on him and said he's just a scavenger trying to take your money. And so, yeah, I mean, and so it was a glorious thing, that Bob Wells came in at the beginning, in 2018 to 218 or 217 to about 19. Things were hopping for Nomads. Then that movie came out, and the movie made it look like it was very appealing to people to live out of your vehicle, and it really isn't. But they try to portray it to be that way. But I like the guy calling out all the. Yeah, he does do that. He calls out the. I mean, he called out Aja. He called out. Oh, let's see, any press, good press. So I'm not saying. I'm not saying he's a bad guy, but all I am saying is that he seems to act like he's better than everybody else. That's all. I don't know, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, Caravan or RV Rebel Girl was a big fan of his, and she ripped on him. Yeah, she really laid into him because she's good friends with Campervan Kevin and the whole clan. And let's see, Jamie has been on a never-ending begathon. And that's what Blind Views is against. But how else can Jamie make money? But he can, and how he did it before is by the van builds. But basically, what he has to do is get himself a garage or some kind of building on land. I don't know how he's going to do it, and he's got to. What he needs to do is just do solar business. And I know there's one guy that came out and did it. His name was Seth. I can't think of his last name, and I'm not sure what his channel name was. But yeah, if you look under Seth, you might be able to find him. But he was an original member of the tribe. With I'm talking where Jamie. The originals were basically, God, what were they? I know Aja and Destination Open Road were originals. Terry and Scott. And CVK, not so much. He kind of went off on his own. Let's see, used beds for sale 20% off. CVK sells used beds for 20% off. CVK's got a sponsor, the bed sponsor. So he always has to put the sponsor. Anytime anybody's sponsored or has sponsorship, then you have to do that, So yeah, I go to another sports channel. I ain't cover sports tonight, but I go to a sports channel called AZ Sports, Arizona Sports Fan. So I go to his, and because he covers the Cardinals, and I'm a Cardinal fan, so I go in there and listen up, and I like it. I give my whatever information I have to him, and then he gives me information too. So we share our own information on sports. So, but I like to cover sports. I like to cover the weather too. It's chilly out here in Quartzsite, tell you that much. Not too bad, but a little warmer. At least, what did it get to? 75 today here. 75, and it was like 80 in Phoenix. So Phoenix was like up to 80. That's like Florida weather. Florida's like 80 something degrees. And that's the place where a lot of nomads like to go is Florida because the weather. But yeah, but the weather's going to start getting hot there. And in about another month, the weather's going to start getting hot here too. Or at least it'll be warm. We'll probably start seeing 80-degree weather here soon, very soon. But, you could go up a little bit in elevation, All I have to do is go up the road up a little bit and get up to about the 4,000 feet elevation. But I'm not ready for that yet. I'll play it by ear. I'm going to play it by what the weather, the morning temperatures are, and then I don't want to have days or nights where it's going down to 20 something degrees. I don't want that, because then I got to keep going, I have to keep going back and get more propane, So I'm going to hold off on that thought for a while. But yeah, Cottonwood seems to be appealing. I got to look up places in Cottonwood, because they're getting pretty strict with RVs in Cottonwood area, So they used to have a lot of freebie places. I used to go to a specific place where I would park, and then I'd sing karaoke, and I only have to drive like 5 minutes, less than that, and I'd be at the place, I got stuck at the light, then it'd take me 5 minutes. But if I went right through the light, I'd be at the karaoke place in about 3 minutes, So they have to chemtrail the sky. This sun is too hot. Well, is that what they're doing? I don't know what the reason behind the chemtrails. Let's see, but yeah, the used beds for sale, 20% off. CVK sells used beds for 20% off. So, yeah, CVK's never been a fan of me. I met him one time. Well, actually 2 times. I went to his camp, because the one guy I knew that he was in his camp said, "Hey, CVK's over there," or Camper Van Kevin or whatever, and the whole group's over there. What was her name? She knew who I was. Caravan Carolyn, yeah. Caravan Carolyn, yeah. She was sitting there, and Camper Van Kevin, he was upset because he didn't want his dogs coming around. The other guy, actually, mainly, and then the dogs. I had one of his dogs come up to me. I petted, what's his name? What's the biggest dog? I can't even think of his name anymore. I don't watch his channel that much. That's why I forget the names of his damn dogs. I know May is one, and Tucker. Yeah, Tuck. Yeah, he came up to me, Tucker. So, yeah, I petted him, and CVK said, get over here, and grabbed his dog, and they went inside his RV and, got away from everybody, So, yeah, CVK was not friendly at all. But the thing is, I had just got there. It had nothing to do with me. Must have been the other guy that was over there, because he was hounding on them, and they didn't like him. And I didn't like the guy either, but he parked next to me, because right across the way was Nomadic Fanatic, was across the other, just directly across from us. So yeah, Nomadic Fanatic actually walked into my camp. He actually he was letting his dog go to the bathroom, and letting his dog, his cat, letting his cat go to the bathroom, and cat ended up wanting to walk, all the way into my camp, So I came out, and I look out, and there's Nomadic Fanatic, I go, "Hey, so you got your cat there?" I forgot the Jax. Jax was his name. So yeah, Nomadic Fanatic. There you go. He's not the most friendly guy, I could tell you. He's very stuck up into himself. I could tell you that much right now. But anyway, he's got the camp, CVK, and him, and what's his name? The other guy that got cancer. They all team up against Blind Views. I guess Blind Views blew it with those guys. So I don't know. I guess Blind Views blew it. So his channel's not growing very good. If you look at the numbers of his subscribers, Camo Dave's channel's growing rapidly. If you haven't noticed that, check Camo Dave's channel. He's growing. He's grown he's gained 1,000 subscribers since last year. So his family must be collecting his YouTube money. Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. But, yeah, so used bed, so Fleabag and Ticker. He's got flea bags for sale too, huh? Nomadic Fanatic watched his e-bike get stolen while he hid behind his cats. So he was watching the guy steal his bike. He just watched. You know the thing about it, he had one of those cables, and those cables cut like butter. I mean, seriously, I had my bike like that too, and it got cut off as well. Same thing. Bike was gone. I just put a lot of money into that bike. Got it all tuned up, fixed. I put all new seals and everything in it. What else did I do? I put a basket on the front so I can go to the grocery store, you know. That was when I can walk, you know. So it was great, you know. Of course I would have wanted an e-bike, you know, but if I get an e-bike, it'd have to be a tricycle, you know, so I can get on it, you know, and not fall over on it, you know. So let's see, he hired 2 guys from Craigslist to stage that heist. So it was a fake bike break then. So it wasn't a real steal then. Yeah, I don't know. So who knows what he does, man? He's got a cabin up north, but it's the same size as Camper Van Kevin's, and it's on Camper Van Kevin's property. So, you know, I don't know how that works, but Camper Van Kevin can't leave because he's got to watch all the properties because he don't dare leave his property because he's afraid somebody's going to break into his house, you know. So yeah, and then you know what's his face, Nomadic Fanatic's got cameras all over his place, so I'm sure he watches it every second of the day. So he could be gone, not have to worry, because Camper Van Kevin's sitting there making, he's basically covering the corral, you know. Eric will auction off his stuff. He'll auction off everything, huh? He's got a lot of money. He makes a lot of freaking money. What's he got? I'm not sure what his subscribers are anymore. What's he got, like 200,000 subscribers? He used to have 350,000. He lost quite a few. You know, the guy's only 5 foot tall. The guy's actually a legal midget, really. Yeah, he's just a midget, you know. I mean, seriously. I mean, he's seriously shorter than anybody I've ever. I mean, he's way short. I mean, I don't know, 5 foot guy. I don't even think I guess he could play guard in the NBA. I guess he's tall enough for that. But they'd probably swat the ball as he tries to put the ball in the hoop, you know. But who knows, man? Yeah, I don't know. I met the guy one time, you know, and he knows my channel. He knows who I am. He met me. Yeah, he can't forget me. You know, but he did say, well, is that guy Arnie part of your? No, he's not. He's not part of your. No, he's not. I'm telling you. He's only here because he wants to meet you. He's trying to build his channel up, and you're the reason why. So that's what happened. Eric Nomadic Fanatic is small, Joni. He's only about 5 foot. I think he's about 5'2" or 5'3". That's how tall he is. So yeah, he's very short. So he's a short guy. But well, he's a short, wealthy guy, you know. He knows how to market his YouTube channel big time. Let's see. Used beds for 20% living. Free Mike bought 6.5 acres in Williams, Arizona, and dumps his black tank on the ground, then moved to other end of the property. So he's making compost, huh? So he's making compost on his property. So what he should do, I'll tell you, if you wanted to do that, the best way to do it would be to have an excavator come out and dig a big hole. So dig your big hole and dump your sewer line in, and then all you got to do is take a shovel and then throw dirt on top of it with a few branches, some food scrap and stuff like that, That'd be the easiest way to do it, but that's not good to do. I'm going to tell you that. I'm going to tell you that much right now because it's just not good to do. I don't recommend it. But, what I would recommend him to do is buy a one of those blue toilet places, those things that when you go to a concert or whatever or a big event, they put the outhouses. I'd buy, they put them at like NASCAR too when people camp out there, just so people don't crap all over and piss all over the ground, So yeah, you can buy one of those, put that in, and what you do is, I'd just put one of those. Then you just have a company come out and they suck it out and suck all the crap out of it after it's filled up. So it's basically like a portable black tank, kind of like your RV, but a lot more. Those blue containers with that are like outhouse, whatever you want to call them. I mean, those things, I don't know what they cost. I think they're pretty expensive, but hey, you put a couple on your property, you're good, While the other one fills up, you call the company. By the time they come out, you're using the other one, So you can just kind of go back and forth on it, Or you could make it, or you could dig a big hole, right? And then put that blue container right over the hole, and just let and then drill a little cap, and you could just make it so that little tube, it'll just go right into the hole that you dig in your ground. I guess you could do that too, but like I said, I wouldn't. Don't. I didn't say that. But I don't know. Who knows? Kind of tough situation. I mean, it's just however somebody wants to dump. I like it where I'm at right here because this is perfect. I got my sewer hose, and I got my own spot. And I pay $250 a month, and I got electricity, and I got water, and yeah, so I'm set. And then when my tank's full, I just pull the handle, and it all comes out, and it goes right down to the sewer line. Everything works just great. It's screwed in tightly, and nothing. There's no way for any of it to get out and the smell and stuff like that. So it's a clean operation, man. I like it. I've never done this before. It's the first time, and it's really it works out good for a handicapped guy like me. So, I got my chair over there right next. I grab my safety rail. I walk over to the chair. I sit down. I pull the handle, push it back in. I'll be able to clean it out real good when I leave. I'll just take, the easiest way, I fill up my sink, and that goes in my gray tank. And I filled it up real good, and then when I go to empty the black tank, I just simply pull the gray tank water, and then that cleans the hose out completely, cleans it out. I'll make sure that I've got that sucker full, and it'll completely clean out the black tank. So that's the proper way of doing it. Then when I take the hose out, there's not a mess. It's all, just have yourself a pair of gloves. That's all. Just put yourself on, go out and get a box of, medical gloves or, just regular rubber gloves. And That way you can throw them away right after you're done using them, So it's good to go. That's just how you do it. Now, I could do a video on that too, and but I think most people they can figure that stuff out pretty simple, But the thing is, I'll do a video. Okay, this is how you do it when you live out of an RV and you don't, you're not boondocking. This is, if you're not going to boondock, let me show you. This is what you get. You come to a place like this. Here's all your electric. You got your own meter. Boom, boom, boom. Blah blah blah. You're simple, easy peasy, and I'll do that. Williams, Arizona is an outhouse. Williams, Arizona is okay. There's nothing wrong with Williams. They got Ticker and Fleabag hunting for rats in Coochie, Arizona. Oh, yeah. You mean what's the name of that town? Caucho, Arizona. Caucho. Yeah, that's Campervan Kevin. He owns that town, Caucho, Arizona. That's his town. Nobody else's. Actually, it's his and maybe May's and Tucker. Yeah. Concho. Yeah. Yeah. Tim lives up there. But he's not in Concho. He's in Show Low. Big Tim. He's in Show Low, Arizona. But yeah, it's pretty chilly up there, man. He's got some cold nights. They go down. I'm gonna say, I think last night was like 6 degrees. Last night up there. So yeah, it's cold. He's got 2 heaters running in his place to keep himself warm. So, but he's got 2 dogs. Two little oversized rats. That's 2 what do you call those dogs? Let's see, Kevin's friend, he's in Phoenix. He rented an apartment down there. Well, actually, it's a building on the people's property that they converted to a 1-bedroom apartment so they could make extra money. Well, so they're only charging him $600 a month for the apartment. So that's what he's doing. And Kevin would come down there, but he can't because he has to watch all the properties up there. I mean, he's got to watch Eric's property, So that's why he don't come down. That's why he didn't come to Quartzsite this year. And a lot of the people have left out of here. I know they did in this park. They all left out. Because most of the people that come here work at the White Tent. And once the White Tent event is over, then they all leave. But in town, where the places where they have spots, the places are really empty. I mean, now if you go, if I go into town in the Quartzsite now and I want to get something or whatever, or if I want to get something to eat or go to a restaurant, these places are empty now. All the stars of YouTube, they've all left and gone elsewhere. One guy went to Tucson that I know of, and I'm not sure where these people are going, really. I mean, I'm trying to think, where else would you go to, and you want to stay warm, I guess you could drive across the country, go to Florida, but it's gonna be a pretty penny in gas. So you're gonna spend $1,000 in gas. I wouldn't do that. No. I know where I'm gonna go though. I'm gonna check into Cottonwood or Sedona. Actually, I could go to Sedona, but they have a 14-day stay limit in Sedona. Yeah, it's road. What is it called? I'm trying to think. 325C. That's the road that you turn off. A dirt road you turn off into Sedona. It'd be muddy right now because of all the snow and all the snow melt that's going to be there. It's just going to be a one big mud trap is all it's going to be. But yeah, that's one place. There's a couple places around the Sedona area that you can, camp for free. You could boondock, but like I said, I don't want to go there right now. It's about 4,000 feet elevation. It's just going to be way too cold. 2,000 feet elevation, it's getting down to about just above freezing, about 35, 36. That's cold enough for me. That's cold enough for me. That's for sure. New Orleans. Oh, they're going to New Orleans? Oh, it's Mardi Gras time. I forgot about that. So that's where they're going. I guess that's where a lot of them are going to go. But, I don't know where you can boondock around there, though. New Orleans is pretty tough on RVing. Okay, who isn't tough? Let's see. They block the sun and make it freeze. Ha! So, I got Revelator, and he's in Peoria. So wait, did you move in with your son, Revelator? Did you move in with your son? I'm just wondering if you moved in with your son. Your son's in Peoria there. I'm trying to think where there's an area. I do know there's one place you could go to dump your tank, though, for free in Peoria. It's where that tractor trailer place is. It is on, I'm trying to think of the avenue. It's on, I think it's on, God, is it on Peoria? I think it's right on Peoria Avenue. I think. That's where the Super Bowl. Yeah, that's where all the people are going to be, Revelator. You got the Super Bowl that coming in over there, right in that area, man. There's going to be a lot of freaking people around that area where you're at right now because of the Super Bowl. Yeah, I've been around. I was in Phoenix when I owned my house and the Super Bowl was on. It was very hectic for about a week and a half. Then you got all those jets flying in, nonstop private jets all flying into basically all the small airports like Scottsdale Airport. Yeah, I'm trying to think, Scottsdale, what do you call it now? Trying to think of I know it's the Scottsdale Airport, but there's another name they call it. And then there's also the one on Deer Valley Airport. That'll be a really busy one too. Deer Valley, big time. So Scottsdale is going to be the busiest because it's Scottsdale, Private jet. You want your cushy place to rent, for whatever, $5,000 a day or whatever. They got to have all that stuff too. That how the Super Bowl. I'll see all the zombies are flocking to the. That's funny. That's funny. You should be a comedian, man. Revelator should be a comedian. See, I'm from West Philly. I know where everything is. Well, yeah, I grew up in Scottsdale, but the big fancy Scottsdale. When I was a kid, I didn't know any better. Yeah, your mom's freaking wealthy, but you don't care about anything. You're just all I had to do is just go out and party. That's all I ever did. So I did sports when I was in high school. Played football, ran track. That's what I did. So yeah, those are good old times. If I could go back and do it again, would I? Boy, I'll tell you, it's a toss up. It's a big because of the cost of everything. The way things are. I don't know. Not sure I'd want to go back. It's probably just better to just Scottsdale Air Park. Yeah. See, and I grew up right around there too. Went to graduated from Chaparral High to Scottsdale, and after that, it was, then it was time to work, get your butt to, grind it out, That's what I did. So I worked at a Scottsdale Park. I was working at Scottsdale. It was called Scottsdale. What was it called? Votech. It was. God, I can't think the name of it. God, it's been so long. I think I was 60, almost 70 years, or not 70 years ago, but a good 40, 50 years ago. I'm just trying to think. Yeah, it's a different name now. I think it's called, God, what is it called? I'm going to give up what it's called because I can't freaking remember. But, yeah, it was an injection molding company I worked for off of Bucyrus and 74th Street. That's where it was. But that's where I had to go to work. And there was a gate, there was a fence. The owner that owned our company had a private jet. And his hangar, or actually his jet was in the hangar, just right next to where I was working. There in the Scottsdale Air Park. It's quite fancy around there too. Well, it's got to be for private jets. Everybody coming in there as a private jet. There ain't gonna be no big jets landing in there. The freaking runway is not big enough. But there's going to collapse. Oh, God, you're funny, Revelator. You cracked me up. You're cracking me up. Jeez. But, God, trying to think of the name of our company that I worked at. I know Steve Ullman was the guy that used to own it. His name was Steve Ullman. And he was a cool guy. I mean, I was in his jet. I was in his jet like umpteen billion times. I would take plastic parts, boxes, and I would load them up in his plane, And so I'd go through the gate. He'd unlock the gate and fence. I'd just walk over and take a cart, whatever, and just put all the shit in his freaking fancy jet. Yeah. He had quite the jet. I'll tell you, he had a nice freaking jet. But it was his. He owned it. And he had a pilot, and I forget the pilot that he had. Can't remember his name anymore, but I can't remember any of that. The company I started with was called Paulson Plastics, actually. And then we joined up with it's called the Tech Group. Then I worked for the Tech Group. So there we go now. And we joined the Tech Group, and then we had a new building right across from where we were. And then we moved into the big building. It was like 60,000 square foot building. Yeah. Had 2 floors, 2 levels. And so, yeah, I worked there for umpteen billion years, too. Practically my whole life I worked there. Till I got laid off. And then once I got laid off, then I went I went to work for Walmart for a little bit. And then from working at Walmart, I went back to my old company. Well, I went to work for a couple guys that owned the company, and I knew them because they used to work at the Tech Group, okay? So yeah, I worked for those guys, and there you go. That was my whole life, practically. That in a nutshell. I didn't go from job to job to job. I just, I learned the trade, and I did the trade, and that was it, So the trade paid good money, so it wasn't a bad thing to do. Let's see. I wouldn't let you near my aircraft. Chemtrail, huh? Well, I was quite responsible back in my younger days, lady. Yeah, quite responsible, actually. Yeah, I learned a lot. I was a mold maker, so yeah, I did good. I learned a good skill. Yeah. Grinding metal and turning it into parts, reading blueprints and all that kind of fun stuff. Taking apart molds, putting them back together, making new parts, and taking the old away, so. Chemtrail, yeah, I just assume Kim Trill. I just assume you're a female, right? I do know that a lot of people that come into my channel are transgender and usually trolls. Usually trolls come into my... Right, Revelator? This is pretty much a troll channel, isn't it? Wouldn't you say? He's a guy I met. You know, I met him when I was up in Flagstaff, actually. Yeah, physically we met up in Flagstaff, but let's see. I'm an Asian male. Oh, okay, all right. Kim Trill. I would think you would be Asian if your last name was Kim. You know, if your last name was Kim. So you're obviously not in Arizona, right? You're probably in, heck, I don't know where you're at. Hell if I know. I can't tell where people are at or where they're from, you know. It's not my job to, well, YouTubers don't ask people that information, you know. It's private information, you know. It's their business. Yeah, my nose is all congested. It's hard to talk, but I'm doing the best I can. So yeah, we got Revelator in here. He's a regular in here. He's and I know him. He's a cool dude. Yeah, knows a lot. He's got a lot of information. He's a funny guy too. It's good to have funny people in here. I play guitar, I've written music, and I've done all that good stuff. I did a lot of singing on karaoke, but I was a regular singer anyway, so played in a few bands, rock bands. So yeah. The moon is flat. You know, just like the earth. The earth's flat too, right? That's what a lot of people say. I actually know, well, I don't know them very well, but they're YouTubers that are across from me, and the husband-wife team that they got their channel. Well, anyway, he says that the earth's flat and it's actually not round. And I said, I don't know where you got your information from, but I'll tell you what, this is how I'm going to do it, because I just met you guys. I'm going to let you have your own opinion to what you think, okay? None of my business. I don't care. That's your concept. That's what you go with. Hey, I'm all good with it, okay? We're handy dandy out here, okay? So yeah, the YouTubers across the way, they're not the friendliest people. The guy's wife is actually cool, but he is not. But I'll tell you what, he's a biker, okay, Revelator, and let me tell you something, because I told him the story about me, what happened to me with bikers when I had to go to the hospital, and took me 3 years to heal my knees and legs up, and I had pretty much infections for 3 years. So, but anyway, I had a tanglement with some bikers at the bar called Tavern on the Creek, so in Phoenix, North Phoenix, which ended up being a Hells Angels hangout. Hells Angels hung out there, and Hells Angels owned. I probably shouldn't talk so much about them, but anyway, I could say this: they used to own Steel Horse Saloon on 19th Avenue and Bell Road in Phoenix. They used to. That went under, and then they were hanging at Tavern on the Creek, which I think. Well, I actually went to school with the owner. Okay, I went to high school with him, and so anyway, that dude owned Tavern on the Creek, so I would sing karaoke there and do my YouTube channel. And then I was working on my RV there. So, and I had my mechanic. I had a personal mechanic that would work on my RV. So I had him come over there, and I had permission from the owner to just hang out there for 3 days. I told him, hey Todd, can I work on my RV here? He goes, yeah, sure, no problem. He goes, how much time do you need? I said, I don't know, 3-4 days. I'll be done no more than 3 days at the most, I think. But anyway, I got knocked out when I came out of the karaoke. Somebody hit me in the back of the head, knocked me out, and they hit me when I got to the driver's side of my RV. And it's funny because they told me to park in the dark, and I thought, that's weird. Why would he? There's lights over here. Why am I parking in the dark? That doesn't make sense. It's because they knew what they were going to do with me. Okay. So anyway, they did a number on me. I didn't want to even say what they did to me, but it was bad. They tried to kill me. They tried to kill me, and they wanted me dead, but I survived it. I probably should have ended up. I did die, but they brought me back to life. They resuscitated me, and what they should have done is just let me. I should have just died right there. Really, it would have been better off for me. But here I am to live a paralyzed life from my ankles down. So that's just the way it is. Non-working feet, But yeah, I guess doctors, they didn't realize what was what with my feet, till it was too late. Like then they couldn't do anything, It was more important to try to keep the infections from killing me, is what they did basically. So, but oh man, so yeah, there's Hell's Angels. They run the show in North Phoenix. They do. They run the show. They are one hell of a biking crew there, I'll tell you. Yeah, so Hell's Angels, and I think there's a couple other clubs in there too. But yeah, Phoenix is you gotta be careful. If you want to go hot bars around North Phoenix, you probably don't want to talk bad about people because you'll probably not end up in a good place. That's what I'm gonna say. And I'll leave it at that because it happened to me. So now, I learned a good lesson myself too. I learned a very good lesson. Even the owner of the tavern on the creek said that to me. He came up. After all that I came to sing in his place, and he says, "You know what he said to me? I can't believe you came back here. Can't believe you came back here." I said, "For one time, but I do know what's going on here." And he just kind of looked. I said, "You know what happened to me. You certainly know what happened to me." He goes, "Yeah. He goes, well, it had nothing to do with me. It was a bad deal for you." And I go, "Yeah, well, yeah, it was. Heck yeah, it was. Having the bikers freaking gang up on me. Heck yeah, it's never a good thing, They thought I was a cop. They thought I was an informant because my RV was sitting there for, was it whatever. That's why they told me to park in the dark, because they thought for sure that I was, they were convinced that I was an informant, that I was a cop. And I told them, no, I'm not a cop. But that, like I said, at the end of that night, I certainly, and when I came back, some lady was saying something to me. And then I thought, okay, then the karaoke guy said something to me too. And he goes, "If I were you, I would leave right now. If I were you, I'd leave right now." And I said, "Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to finish this song and then I'm going to leave." He goes, "That's what he said." He goes, "Yeah, finish this song, but after, get out of here. Go." He goes, "Where you parked?" I said, "I'm parked all the way in the front where there's lights." And he goes, "Yeah, get out of here. Go before it's too late." And Barney fights with, "Wouldn't hire you." Well, we got this troll in here. Let me get rid of this troll. I don't need this troll in here. Let me get rid of him. Yeah, I'm a machinist guy by trade. Okay, I made on average about $80,000 a year. Shut the F up. Let me get this guy out of here. Get him out of here. Yeah, we're gonna take that trash out. We're going to dump it right in the black tank. That's what we're going to do. That's what I did. So, not going to take his crap. But, yeah. It's the Interstate 12 volt. That's 1079 batteries. I'm learning that they are not good for solar power, but for scooters and computers. Oh, 12 volts. Let's see. HSL 10. I have no idea what those batteries are. I've never heard of them before. Starting off, I would always go with just a cheap AGM. I have a universal AGM. I got 3 of them. They've been in this thing for 4 years now. 4 total years. Going on 5. 5 years for these batteries. And they're only supposed to last 3 years. So, and they're still doing good. They're charging up but I took better care of these than I did the last ones. Because I got the meter here and I read where the solar charge is, and and I'm not using any of it now because I got electricity here. I'm plugged in. So I certainly did the right thing. You would have liked it in this park. This park is empty now. I think there's only, let's see, probably only eight people total in here, in the whole park. 8. It emptied out all within a week. Everybody bailed out of here. Well, we got Janice here. We got Janice here. So I got rid of that other guy. Let's see, I blocked him out of here. So he wasn't doing the channel any good. So out the door he went. Yeah, out the door he went. Yeah. I mean, I wish he was still here. I'd send him down my black tank. I just pull a hose and send him down the old sewer, the river that goes down the sewer, the river sewer. Yeah, that's what I'll call it. He went into the trash. But anyway, yeah. But yeah, I worked as a machinist and worked as a process engineer, putting molds, taking molds in, taking them out, and taking the molds apart, and doing quality inspection and all that kind of fun stuff. Yeah. Hey, I learned it when I was I ran into 2 guys in my high school class that their dad had a plastic injection molding company. So, hey, they taught me everything they taught me for free. What the hell? They go, hey, you want to learn a trade? And I was like, hey, why not? And his dad came out and says, hey, we got these 2 press machines, and yeah, I'll tell you what, we're going to start you off, cleaning the machine and keep, oiling the machine and stuff like that. And I thought, well, that's cool. So I did that, and I just then the next step, he goes, hey, you want to learn how to do process engineering? I said, oh, yeah, of course I do. So they taught me that. So I learned that first, and then I got into machining later. It took a while. It probably took me about 5 years to get that trade down. Then I had to learn how to do blueprint reading and stuff like that, and that was all good. I didn't make a mistake learning that. And once you learn that, you never forget it. It's always there. So if somebody ever needed parts inspection, I could do it. But the problem is my eyesight's not as good as it used to be. So I would say no to that. And that's what happened to me in my last job I had. I knew the guys too. And they go, hey, age catches up with us, Davey. And the owner said, hey, I'm the same way. I goes, I can't do half of this stuff anymore. I'm too damn freaking old. So I own the company. Well, yeah, that's different, Jim. You're like the owner of a football team. You keep your job while the players get old. They got 5 years to make their money, and they got hopefully they made enough that they can live for the rest of their lives, You figure you're done with your career by 25, you better make a lot of money, right? You never know where your money's going to take you down the road, So you got to look into all that. So just something to look into, and when people are growing up, learning a trade's a good deal. It was a great deal for me. I didn't have to go to school for any of it. And blueprint, the guy threw up a blueprint and showed me how to read the blueprints. And the Dave Paulson, the owner, and he taught me all that and says, hey, this is the next step. Hey, you want to learn this? I said, yeah. All right, here we go. I'm going to have you squaring blocks off. I'm going to set you up a clamp here on the Bridgeport, and we're going to have you squaring blocks off. And then from there, after this stage, you're going to get to the next stage. We're going to make a physical part. I'm going to have you make an old part that's not in print anymore, but we do have the prints for it. And I'm going to teach you how to make the actual part, and teach you how to crank the handles and blah, blah, blah. So I said, okay. So you got to look at this. It's in 3D and blah, 3D from 3D to, you're looking at the part from the inside out, all the angles sideways, and then you take a micrometer and just put one on the other and read how many thousandths, and then you got your parts and everything you made. You had to be a plus or minus 3 thousandths. So nowadays, when I went to the other company, we had to be plus or minus 0. So you had no play one way or the other. Everything had to be perfect, So no mistakes. Let's see what we got. Used beds for sale. I think he was a Hell's Angel informant. Who was Hell's Angels? Yeah, I don't know any Hell's Angels personally, but I did meet the owner of the guy that ran. Well, he didn't run it. He owned the whole place. It was called Steel Horse Saloon. Of course, it went under, and that was all owned by Hell's Angels. And I remember one guy hassled me when I was doing my YouTube channel because I was there to see my friend. Straight Jacket was actually playing there that night, and I had to leave because somebody came into my channel and was threatening the bar, and I showed that to the owner, and I didn't know he was a Hell's Angel. I didn't know. Hell if I knew, I just found out that he owned the place, and then the bartender there were 3 women there, and one woman goes, "They messed with the wrong people." I guess they did. Because I guess that guy got messed up pretty bad. So, that guy, in other words, he didn't have to worry about anything after that. He said he was coming to the place. He was on his way. And, of course, the guy goes, "Well, what's he look like?" I go, "He's on a live right here. Here's his face." He goes, "Let me screenshot this." So I screenshot it off my phone. And he goes, "Okay, we'll wait for him." They waited for him. He meant business. I don't think he knew they were Hell's Angels. I don't think he knew. I didn't tell him, Let's see, I did all that in rubber molding. Yeah, see, Janice knows about injection molding processes because she's done it herself. There's a lot of people that have, You'd be surprised about how many people are actually, it surprised me. See, the Phoenix market was real small when I first got started. Paulson Plastics, and then there was Deer Valley. That was it in the Phoenix area for the entire valley. And then the tech group owned pretty much all of it from one end of Phoenix to the other. And then the other was Deer Valley. They ran everything up in North Phoenix, but that's just how it was back in the old days, Things were so different, man. It was like slow too, you didn't have to, it wasn't about fast, you just had to do it and do it right and take your time. But when I got to work at the company in Chandler, it was different. By that time, things got really strict and tough. Because you're getting paid good, they're paying you, $25 an hour, So you're making $25. Now a guy flipping burgers makes $25 an hour. And here I was doing stuff that had to be plus or minus 0 making 25 an hour, and we were scraping, they weren't, yeah, if you made a couple mistakes, you were done. One guy made one mistake, and of course he was done. They fired him quickly, but I'll never forget how so many people got fired, man. The company I worked for, you were lucky if you made it a year in that company. 1 year. After 1 year, it seems like that was just the rate of how long people would last in that freaking company, Yeah, I'm in touch with the guy that's been there for the whole time. He still is there. And I keep in touch with him on Instant Messenger. So, yeah, he talks to me periodically, tells me what's going on. He goes, "Hey, Dave, you want to come back?" I said, "No." I go, "How could I? Dave, I can't walk. If I can't walk, I can't. If I can't stand, how am I going to do a job there? You got to be standing up, 12 hours a day for three days, 4 days, whatever their schedule is, I said, you can sit down and do parts inspection. Could have you do that. I said, that'd be a sit-down job. I said, yeah, I guess I could. Part-time. I guess I could do that. He goes, yeah, just put your glasses on and, and take your time. And, we could, all the parts that get kind of effed up, that you just go work through those and just kind of double check them, Look for zero tolerance. Yeah, there's zero tolerance on all that stuff, yeah. Had to be perfect. Perfection. Yeah, I was squaring off blocks, and because I was good at that, and they'd have me do that mainly, and I did make parts, eventually. It took me about 7 years before I could actually get that far. It took a long time. Now these guys can learn this stuff, and God, it seems like they're learning this stuff in a month. Or maybe, it's just amazing how people learn how to do things, especially when it comes to stuff like I was doing, Back in the old days, I started off, when I first started off with those machines, I was making $4.75 an hour. $4.75 an hour when I first started. And the pay rapidly went up. As you learned one phase of the business, you went up drastically. I mean, I learned that I went from I got to $5. Then once I learned how to do processing, I went up to about 10 to $11 an hour. And then when I went into mold making, I went to 25 to 30 an hour. And I was working 50, 60-hour weeks. So, yeah, it was pretty good money, man. It added up. Let's see. Hey, Davey, are you sending me videos on not a Messenger? No. Wait a second. Maybe I did send you something. The snake video? Was it a snake video? Tell me if it was a snake video. Chandler's Wildlife. I have to be careful what I say here. Yeah, I'm glad I got rid of that one guy. He wasn't doing me any good. He was not doing me justice in here. Let's see. Yes, I think I could have sent you a couple things. It should be under my name, though, my first and last name. It'd be David. If you see David Salisco, then it was me. I'm not sure, though, under the Messenger, I'm not sure how it would be. But I'll have to get with you on that. What you should do is send it back to me. Send it back, and then I'll know it was me. Because there are some people, I did have some people break into my Facebook. I had somebody that hacked into my account. Did some good damage to my, you put a virus in the phone, oh my goodness. The guy was, somebody figured me out or something, and they did a number on the phone, so I had to take the virus out, and what a pain in the butt. Tell you that much. Yeah, there's alligators in it. Yeah, the guy, that's Chandler. A young-looking guy wearing shorts. He was feeding the alligators rats. And I think he took a couple chickens that the other alligator wouldn't eat the chickens. Prepared guy, you're saying, huh? Oh yeah, he's professional. Those alligators are Cuban crocs. They're the most dangerous crocodiles on Earth. Very dangerous. This guy is he's 23 years old. Very professional. Did you see his property? He's got a $5 million piece of property he owns. $5 million property, not bad for, he has properties in South Beach, Florida. He's in South Beach, too. Yeah, I was hacked, too. I was hacked as well. But yeah, the other guy's Chandler. Like I said, you're 23. He's almost got 2 million subscribers on YouTube. He's gonna round off 2,000 here in about the next month or two. Imagine him having 2 million subs. 2 million subscribers to your channel. Wouldn't that be something? And look at the market he's got for his property. He's marketed perfectly too. See, he's got a brand new truck. He's got a brand new truck. The house is only a few years old. He's got 13 acres on his property. Yeah, 13-acre piece of property there in South Beach. Yeah, imagine what that cost him. He's got that snake house. He's got the whole snake house there. See all that's built up in there? He built all the he built the areas for the alligators. They're heavy duty too. He has those things concreted in. Big poles. Those alligators are strong. But yeah, he's got it so the fences can't fall over, and he had an inspector come out and inspect the property too. And the snakes all have to have a picture, and everything's got to be just perfect. He's got to be licensed by the FBC or something. Can't remember exactly. But yeah, I've talked to him actually. I've physically talked to him on the phone. I could go out to his property, and he wouldn't mind teaching me how to work with his snakes. But the thing is, I can't do it because he didn't know my condition. He thought, well, if you're walking, and he goes, yeah, you come in here, you could video. He says you could be a camera guy, and he goes, all you got to do is hold the camera. Let's see. Yeah, but you can go out. You could go ahead and email him and come out to his property. Right now, you could do it for free, but he's going to start charging people. He's actually turning that operation into a real zoo. He's basically a junior. Oh, what was the other guy's name? Steve Irwin. He's always admired Steve Irwin, but his process thought is like, okay, this is my passion. If you have a passion to do something, then do it. Don't let time pass you by. Don't let the door kick you as you're going out as you're leaving out through that door. Just make sure that you do what you love. Do it, whatever your passion, however it leads you. Just make sure that if you love something deeply, just go ahead and do it. It's kind of like what I did with the injection molding thing. I did the same thing. I really loved it when I got into it at first. And at the tail end, it got to be sad because my body was falling apart, and I was falling apart. And it's a good thing my body kind of gave out a little bit, because I ended up having triple bypass heart surgery. And it was a good thing because of all the things that when he laid me off, it was the best thing he did for me because it got me to see doctors, and the doctors found out what was wrong with me. Knew my ticker was bad, so they had to go in there and clean and take care of the ticker and cut me open, and I was on the chopping block, you could say. Yeah, I had a good surgeon on me. I had the second best surgeon that could operate on me for heart surgery in Arizona. And actually, he's one of the best in the country. His name was Dr. Brady. I can't remember his first name, but I did mention him to another doctor that when I was up in Flagstaff. I mentioned to the guy that was my anesthesiologist. I go, yeah, Dr. Brady. Oh yeah, I know. He goes, I went to school with Dr. Brady. I go, that's cool. I go, you guys are good. He goes, oh, don't worry about a thing, man. We got your back. We're good. When you're in Arizona's got a lot of good surgeons. He goes, we got really good surgeons here. Dr. Brady's top notch. I said, well, yeah, I imagine. So yeah, they recommended him to me, and I went and saw him, and he told me what they're going to do. They're going to yank a vein out of my right leg and take that vein, those veins, and they were going to make 3 grafts. He goes, yeah, we need to graft 3 areas in your heart, and we're going to replace those veins that got messed up. And he said those veins are really small, and we got to get them out. They're not doing justice for the heart. The heart can't breathe, and we're going to replace the aorta valve too while we're in there too, because that's probably, it's got a few miles on it, so we'll go ahead and put a new one in there for that, and that'll take care of you. And I remember he came to see me when I came out of the surgery about that night. I just came out of the anesthesia. I was out for like 9 hours on the anesthesia. 9 hours, a long time, man. But yeah, I was like, I couldn't freaking move. But I'll tell you what, that next morning, I had nurses that were getting me up out of bed, and they were walking me because I had to get all that stuff that's built up. I had to cough that stuff out, and then they had to put me on the breathing machine too for that was tough. That was probably the hardest part after the heart surgery, was doing that breathing machine. I was on that thing seems like about 3 times a day. And I was probably working at it for I'd say about an hour at a time. So, yeah. That's how it all went down. So that was good experience. It saved me. I'd have been dead, 7 years ago. I wouldn't even be here. I wouldn't even be talking on the Davies show, Let's see. I haven't watched them, so check that out. It's pretty cool. Chandler is you'll like his channel. I guarantee you, and you'll like Tyler Nolan too. He just had a little baby girl too. He just had a little child. He's got a young. He's just you'd be amazed how young these guys are. Only 20-something years old. And they way surpassed anything I could have ever done in my life. I mean, geez, they got they got they got like $3 million pieces of property, and they're only 20-something years old, They've done it right. Talk Straight Jacket. Yeah, hey, Straight Jacket's in here. I was just telling Janice about Chandler's Wildlife. I sent the videos to her because I told her she should check his channel out. He's quite the snake handler, isn't he? And alligator. I mean, the dude's feeding those crocs, and he's literally his hands right next to their beaks, pretty much. It's amazing. It's a great channel, Janice. He's almost got 2 million subscribers. He's a rich. He's pretty. Wouldn't you say he's pretty wealthy? Straight Jacket. He's a pretty wealthy kid, and I call him kid because he can't be any more than 23, 24 years old. It's amazing. He's got a beautiful property. Beautiful property. I mean, he's doing way better than Tyler Nolan. Tyler Nolan can't compete with him, you know? He can't. The kind of money Chandler's got and the kind of subscribers but the only difference with Chandler and Tyler is that Tyler has got the tattoo business. So he does tattooing. So he's going to put a little shop on his property too and do tattoos for people. So yeah, it's quite the deal there for those guys. And he's around 27. Did you see how he almost got bit by Justina, his king cobra? Did you see how Justina came after him again? Did you see that? She almost tagged him a couple times. That snake meant business that day. She's usually not grumpy like that. But boy, was she grumpy. She even swung out of the cage. He was putting her back in the cage and she swung back out right on him, man. He's like, whoa. Yeah, she's gone after him a few times. But that, yeah, when she goes after him, she really comes after him, man. Snakes do that. I had a rattlesnake do that to me. When I got bit by that one rattlesnake inside my mom's house. That damn rattlesnake it came after me, man. I'm like, that snake was right there on me, man. I'm like, wham, 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 just striking at me. Like one time, it struck at me so many times I lost count. And of course, I did call the hospital. Said I'm gonna be coming to the hospital, and how are you gonna get there? I said I'm just gonna drive myself. You sure? Yeah, I'm just gonna drive myself. Yeah, I feel okay. I'm nothing. I feel fine. They go, well, how many times did you get bit? I said, quite a few times. I can't even count. The damn snake was biting at me and striking me, and I was standing there. I couldn't, what was I going to do? No place to go, The snake was right in front of me, so what did I do? I had to jump up on the kitchen counter and just, things just striking at me, and it's the way it is. So I just told him that, I was bit and I got to stay and kill the snake because I have to kill the snake because I got a dog in here and I got to, the dog's locked up and yeah, it's what I got to do. So I took me about an hour to kill that snake. And once I got the snake, taken care of, then I put it in a bag and separated the head so to make sure I don't get bit again by the head from the snake. That I had to cut the head off, and luckily I was good at, I was able to chop its head off and took the snake with me to the hospital, and I told them it was coming. I was coming. They were prepared for me, so they treated it just like I was bit by a animal with rabies, pretty much, getting a bunch of shots in the stomach, and it was brutal. It was brutal. You don't want to get bit by a rattlesnake. You don't want to get bit by any snake, basically, because you got to be treated for rabies. That's just the way it is. That's their protocol. So but then it happened to me again, right same place, my mom's house. She had so many rattlesnakes on that property. Damn, rattlesnakes in the skimmer basket in the pool. Rattlesnakes in the pool. Scorpions in the pool. Jeez. Bunch of, what is it? What did they have? She had wild pigs running around there too. Man, there wasn't anything my mom's property didn't have, man. She had every freaking animal, wild animal you could think of that lived out there. So, yeah. good old North Scottsdale, Arizona, back in the day when, and her house was like right in the middle of the desert, you know. So yeah, she had an atrium in the front yard. You walk up into the entry, and there was an atrium. Anyway, in the atrium, she had all this ground cover in there, and the rattlesnakes like to go in there, and they would bury themselves into the ground cover so they could stay warm in the wintertime. So you'd have those. And in the springtime, man, you walk out the door, man, you could already hear the rattlesnakes rattling, you know. It's like, oh, that was fun. It's like, where are the rattlesnakes? Where are they? It was sneaky trying to get out to your car, you know. Make sure you don't get bit by a rattlesnake. It's crazy. That's the way it was. The way it was. Crazy old days, the old times. I'll never forget any of that. You know, there's just a lot of things that impacted my life in different ways, you know. I was telling Janice, Todd, about the working in I worked at the plastic injection place, you know. And worked process engineering, worked on injection molds, helped build them, and did all that stuff. I learned all that stuff when I was in high school. So, you know, I thought, well, the kid's dad goes, well, I'll tell you what, stuff we're teaching you, you're going to end up making more money than you can think of. You know, because this trade, you make a lot of money. So as we teach you, your pay scale is gonna go way up. You know, versus changing the oil on the machine and cleaning it versus, you know, taking the mold apart and putting the mold in the press machine, setting up all the water lines, and then setting the process up for you set your toggle switches and all that kind of stuff for your I'm trying to think of all the stuff I used to do. I had all the stuff memorized. I mean, physically, I would know what to do, but I can't explain it, you know. It's been so many years since I've done it, you know. But it was good. It was a great experience, you know. I was good at what I did for a long time until my body fell apart. Then I was finished. Injection molding, yeah. Used to work on cock injections. Of course, we used, and I learned a lot about plastics too, the polymers and all the different types of nylon, ABS. We did all of our stuff, like when the medical, it was nylon. We used nylon for the medical stuff. And then all the, when I worked at the place at Chandler, we would make a lot of stuff for NASCAR. We made the neck rest so you don't break your neck when you get in the race cars. So we made those because the owner's brother owned. Actually, he's the one that he owned the whole shabam, the whole company for making these the restraints. You know, if Dale Earnhardt would have wore one of those restraints, he would have never had he would still be alive today. Maybe, I guess. Yeah, so anyway, so we made those, and I was real good. I was really good at making those. That was probably the best thing I ever did, you know, really quick and fast. They even said the same thing, you know, heck, you really got it. You really got this down. Too bad you can't do the rest, you know. I go, well, you know, then the guy, Jim, that owned the company, he's like, well, Dave, you know, age catches up to us. Look at me. He goes, I can't do half this crap anymore either. Yes, that's why I own the company. So I can have other people do it, you know, do what I did, you know, because I can't do it. I can't do it as fast as these young people today. They're just way quicker, faster. They got better eyes, and physically you're good till you're about 40. And after 40, he says, that's it, you're done. He goes, I still own the company. He goes, I just sit down now. He goes, occasionally I like to weld, so he does a spot-on welding. Got a plasma cutter. Guy's got everything. It's amazing. It's amazing what, now he's got to be, damn, if I saw him now, he's about the same age as me, a little, maybe a couple years older. So he'd be about 62. So yeah, I don't know, they're getting up there. Both those owners are, still working. They're like, what, 60, 62, 63 years old. They're still going at it. The one guy, the other half of the ownership, he was good with robotics. He was pretty sharp. The guy was sharp as sharp. He knew his stuff, man. So I got to working on the robots too, the robotic stuff. All the airlines and stuff. I would do all the airline. I do the simple stuff. And he'd do all the complicated stuff, stuff you had to really use your brain, You had to have your thinker on when you're doing that stuff, And you don't make mistakes, because you make a mistake, he'd freaking jump your ass down. Freaking knock you upside of your head. He goes, Dave, you better not make any mistakes on this. I said, you kidding me? You'll be swatting me right across my head. He goes, you damn right I will. I said, I'm good to an extent, Jim. I could do this, I could do that. I'll let you know. This is about the bare tail end of what I can do and what I can't do. So, like I said, there's some things I could do. So, as I got older, I just simply couldn't do it anymore, So, here I am. Then I became RV Davey instead. I think I lost Straightjacket. Piece that made the Pitney Battles postmark. I'd have to look that up. I'm not familiar with that. Like I said, I did a lot of the medical stuff in the early days. So, I did that. But then when I got to the other company, I don't want to give their company name out because I don't want people calling, loading their phones, because they don't want that. So, but anyway, they were, like I said, they do a lot of they do some medical, but not so much, because their machines were pretty old and the machines can't hold the tolerances. The toggle clamps just couldn't. You could tighten those things, clamp them up as much as you can, and it just wouldn't hold the tolerances, in other words, and then you get a lot of flash on the parts, then you'd have to cut the flash off. The flash couldn't exceed, sometimes a part you could exceed like maybe 1 or 2 thousandths, but then you have to trim the stuff off, That's where I couldn't keep up. If the parts were perfect coming out, I could have kept up, but when you have to trim the parts, then still, put them in a bag, and then you got to run the machine and blah. You got to do it. You got to do it all. Then you got to load. Then you got to load your own plastics. You got to mix your own plastic, and you're doing everything doing it all by yourself. You're doing the mold. You're doing it all, man. Yeah, and they expect you to be able to do it all too. And when the machine would break down about every 10 minutes, and then you have to fight to get the machine running again. And then the machine was working great when it was warm, but as soon as it started, it's down for 15 minutes, and you'd fight. Then you waste material, and then the owner would get pissed off because you're wasting material. And I just tell him, hey, it's the machine, it's not me. He goes, I think it's the operator. I think it's you. I go, well, thank you, but hey, I'm doing the best I can, man. That's all I can tell you. I can't give you any more than what I'm giving you. And if I can't, and all of a sudden it got to that day where they give you, well, you guys are down production like 2 boxes per shift, You're down 2. And I'm like, well, I can't make it up when your machines are going down every 15 minutes, and then I have to get the machine going again, and blah. It's like, no, they don't hold that there's no excuse for it. Yep, I did flash. Yep, that's exactly, you did everything I was doing. Yeah, I was doing all that. Plus I built molds back in my early days. I was building the molds. I was taking them apart, putting them together, and squaring up blocks and making ejector pins so that so the mold can eject the part out, stuff like that. So, yeah. Had the B half, A half, I can just tell you how it all was, how it used to be. They're still doing it too. I still talk to a couple guys. One guy actually, he's a mold designer, and he was a big music fan like I was, and he played an instrument too. And he's maybe a couple years older than me, but he went to the first Van Halen show, the first big concert that Van Halen put. Van Halen came out and did a show in Connecticut. The dude was from Connecticut, and he had pictures. He had pictures of Van Halen back when the first show they ever did. It was in Connecticut. They actually opened up in Connecticut. Isn't that something? And I wanted to get some copies of that concert, not the sound, but the pictures. And he said he had copyrights on all that stuff, and he said he couldn't even legally send them to me. I go, with your permission, right? He goes, no, not even with my permission. Nope, you can't have the pictures. I can't even send you a picture over, or I can't send you anything. I'm like, really? Because the other guy was telling me about it, and I go, I can't. That's hard to believe that a guy that took the pictures. Why can't he send me just like one or two pictures, of the from the concert or whatever? But he couldn't do it. So, oh well. That's the way that cookie went. So, let's see what else we got. Let's see what else. Fix something to eat. So, yeah, your blood sugar. Yeah, I probably should check my blood sugar, It's getting pretty chilly in here. Getting pretty chilly. But I did at least accomplished, I got my my sewer hose fixed. So I worked on that. I got it done right this time. I went ahead and found a socket for the hose clamp. And got the socket on there and put the socket right inside the cordless drill. And that worked out great. And I just, I was able to get that hose on all the way. And then I got, tightened it up really good. Made sure it was really good. Pre-checked it after I finished it. Didn't have to worry about a thing after that. So, but yeah, I'm gonna do a video, Straight Jack, and I got I'm gonna do a video product review on the stand mixer that I got. And I'm going to show people, the first thing I'm going to do is show people how to make sauerkraut. Yeah, I'm going to teach them how to make sauerkraut. Be about a minute video. And, donuts too. I made six donuts. I'm going to make two fresh donuts. I'm going to make a video on that. And I ordered a wooden roller, so I should get that, hopefully. And then, once I get that, there's one problem I've got with that, though. See, they come to deliver the product, and they can't find out where I'm at because they say that there's no space number on the address. And technically, the guy's right, but I did put J13 on there, but every time Prime comes out, they just send the thing right back. So I got to figure out how I'm going to get that. I don't know. Hopefully I'll get that roller at least, I don't know. It'll be a tough one, but I'm just hoping that they get it to me. But I did get one. I got one new guy, Straight Jacket, in here. He came in, he or she, whoever, I don't know. Came in from, I was in Unstoppable Morgan's channel. And Unstoppable Morgan had this lady that was not doing very well. And she was like, I don't know, pushing 60. And she was really having a hard time. And she was living out of a storage shed. And would you believe she had a pet raccoon? There's a pet raccoon in there. She opened up the storage bin, and the pet raccoon was sitting straight up. Was just kind of looking at him, you know. That was interesting. Very interesting video. And felt sorry for the lady, you know. But yeah, Morgan was talking. Well, how would being at your age, would sex be important to you? She goes, I'm just trying to reach out like that. So she goes, not really. Not really. Sex wouldn't be that important to me at this age. Probably. She goes, well, and then they talked about maybe making a schedule, you know. So you'd have sex on these days, you know. You'd have to be 3 days a week for whatever, or it could be every day. Some people are just do it every day, 3 times, 4 times. They do it as much as they can, you know. Some couples are that way. But there's other relationships, they don't have sex at all. You know, some guy says, well, I got married and I don't even get sex anymore. He goes, I got more sex when I was single and I wasn't married. I go, well, you never know, guy. Different for men and women, that's all I could say. As you get older, things change. Yeah, some people, things don't work anymore, you know. Things don't work. And then things change. So that's what they're talking about, Morgan. Unstoppable Morgan. She has one interesting, she got 3, lives in a Bronco, lives out of the Bronco, and has 3 dogs. That's crazy. That's got to be insane. Dogs got to go to the bathroom, got to let the dogs out, got to walk the dogs. That's got to be hectic. That's all I got to say. All I have to say. Well, it's getting cold here. I'm going to turn the oven on. Get some heating going in here a little bit. See, what else we got going here? Not a whole lot. God, you know what? I usually don't do videos late like this. You know, I haven't in a while, but I did. Because Morgan shut her channel down, so I went out of that channel, and I told the people in her channel that, hey, I was going to do a live feed, and then the one guy came in here. And, you know, I can probably get some of his people over here. He said, well, I'll let people know when I go into Morgan's channel. And so the more I go in there, you know, I said, hey, can you guys help the RV Davey channel out? You know, I need some help. We need some help with the channel. The YouTubers across the way from me, they're not very friendly. Okay, here's the deal. Let me tell you what went sour with me and the guy across the way. The guy across, gotta be careful what I say and how loud I say it. But the guy across the way, the thing with him, he's a biker, okay? He's on a Harley Davidson bike place, okay? 2 bands had to bow out because one had COVID and the others just illness. COVID's still going around? I thought we were over with that. I thought that's a bad thing to get if you never had it before. If you just get it the first time, that stuff will really mess you up. I can just tell you, everything, every inch of my body was affected by COVID when I had it. That's all I'm going to say. From the front to the back end of you, man, everything was coming out. And it was not good. And to this day, I have a problem with runny noses. Anytime I eat any food or drink anything, or if I'm sitting up, my nose wants to start draining. And that happened with the COVID. And that's like an after effect. Okay, Janice. I don't expect you to stay here. Yeah, check those videos out I sent you. Check out Tyler Nolan tattoos. Go to Tyler Nolan Tattoos, Chandler's Wildlife. Also, Polish Your Kitchen. Polish Your Kitchen. Check that channel out too. They're pretty cool. American and a Polish lady. Okay, American guy. Check it out. You'll like it. You get to learn how to cook a lot of Polish dishes. I'm gonna try to do the same thing. I got the stand mixer. I just need a wooden paddle, which I ordered, and then I can make pizza dough, and I will. I'll put all that on video. So we're gonna turn into a cooking video channel here pretty soon. It looks like, with the stand mixer, I'll be making dough for the pizza. I'll be making pierogies and how they make sauerkraut. There's gonna be all kinds of things. I'll be able to show you guys how to do with the channel. So it's gonna be kind of a teaching channel too. So yeah, but it'll be good. Okay, Jen, it's always good to see you in here, man. You're my strong point with people coming in here. You're always you very much support the YouTube community big time. So look at all the channels that have been hurting. I mean, look at I know you got to go. Let me just stop before you got to get out of here. I'll talk about it another time. I got to close this channel out too myself. So I got to get her closed out. I've been on here forever. Hey guys, let's just do that. Let's close it out. Because I've been on here way too long. Way too long. But this has been a good stream. I only had one troll came in here and I got rid of him. So not as bad as it used to be. He came in here, was kind of nasty. He claimed to be a well, the name was Kim, but I assumed it was a female. But he goes, well, what makes you think I'm a female? I'm a male. I'm an Asian male. I said, okay. And then he started getting nasty with me, and then that was it. He goes, I wouldn't trust you working on my equipment. And I go, shut up. I go, I learned something when I was way old, when I was way young, and I learned a skill, I learned a trade, okay? Dude, I learned a trade. Some people learn trades, some people go to college and never learn to do anything, but they got a degree in their hand. So, you never know. Okay, we're gonna call the video, guys. I'll give you a call, Straight Jacket. I'll give you a ring, and I'm gonna close out the video here. And we've been on for long enough. It's really chilly. I'm going to have to get up and turn on the oven here and get some heat going on in here. Let's see. Oh, I am new. Your channel was... Oh, browsing. Okay, you're Pat 121's Groupthink, huh? That's the name of your channel? Pat 121 or 121's Groupthink? That is the name of your channel? Well, thanks for coming in. I was just going to close. I was just telling people I just got a stand mixer. I'm going to do a review on it. But I got to wait for my wooden paddle to arrive. And I'm going to do a parts review or a product review for making and baking bakery goods and so forth. So we're gonna do that. And I'm going to make some Polish dishes. So I'm going to teach you people that come in here how to make some Polish dishes. Yeah, yes, I'm also a new YouTuber, but I do. Oh, you do games. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. I'm one of those streamers that goes forever, I get, you know, my same group of people that come in here all the time. So I went into Unstoppable Morgan's channel, and I gained one person from that channel over to here. Because I told him, I said, hey, I'm going to leave here and I'm going to go to I'm going to do a live. And then a guy actually came over from it, you know. I had quite a few people responding to me in there. Even Morgan responded to me a couple times. That was cool. Never had her do that, you know. You know, didn't have to pay her to get mentioned, you know. Hey, Straight Jacket, I'll talk to you in a second. But let me close it out here, guys. I got 10 people in there. Still got a lot of people here. Come back, Pat121 Groupthink. Yeah, definitely come back into the channel. I do. Problem is, I never know when I'm going to do a live video, but put me on for notifications. So every time I come on, you can be notified when I get on and do a live feed. Yeah, I'm a guy that lives full time out of my RV, so that's what I do. It's what I'm doing now. Currently in Quartzsite, Arizona. Let's see. Oregon's a little off, I think. Oh, Oregon. People, you say people are a little off the deep end, you know, you're talking about? Oh, Morgan. Okay, Morgan is a little. Yeah, she's a little off quite a bit, actually. But yeah, she's put it this way, there ain't a guy she could stay with for probably more than a couple minutes. But that's all she needs is a couple minutes, you know. It's all she needs, at least. I'm not sure how old she is. But she was helping the other lady out, getting super chats for her, so, and whatever money she could make to pay her bills, you know, her property taxes. Yeah. So yeah, put me on your notification list, and then I'll close it out here, and I'm gonna call my moderator, Straight Jacket, and give him a ring, a ringy ding ding. Yeah. I appreciate all you guys coming in here, man, and we will. Hey, we'll be back sometime soon, I'm sure. I'll do a product review. I'm just waiting for the wooden paddle to arrive, and then we'll start kicking the baking channel. We'll get that going. So yeah, we'll get a baking channel. I'm gonna make some donuts. I'm gonna teach you guys how to make donuts. I think that'll be the next video. But I think I might have to do an upload on that one, because it just takes too long to only takes a minute to make a donut, so 1 minute. Yeah, her life is all content. You got it, man. She's quite the character, I will say. She had a good channel tonight. What she did tonight was really good, because she was helping a friend out. And the friend had a pet raccoon. Isn't that funny? Funny, I go to somebody else's channel and I see, I didn't have to go to the Raccoon Whisperer. I went into her channel and the lady actually had her own pet raccoon. That's pretty funny. Guess she had it when it was a tiny little baby. So otherwise, I don't think it'd be too tough to handle a raccoon unless you get it right from the get-go. It's got to be a little tiny baby, you know, right out, because otherwise, there ain't no way. A wild raccoon's just not going to take to you, man. Not unless you got a lot of food, because they sure can eat. She appears to be somewhat in her mid to late 30s. Yeah, I would guess that she's about 35-ish. 35, 36. That's what I'm going to guess. But she's young. I wish I could go back to being that age. Because then I could change things around, you know. I certainly would have had more sex if I would have had my brains, you know, but then things might have been different. And if I did that, then I might have a bunch of kids that I can't afford, you know. So things might have just worked out the way they should have worked out and the way they did work out. So it's the way I got to look at it. So yeah, my life's quite a bit different than what hers is, you know. She has a lot more money than I do, so she could do a hell of a lot more. And she's young. I wish I was young and had that kind of money, you know. Wish I did, but I don't. So it is what it is. Can't say I didn't have my hands on a chunk of change here and there, but I've had, you know, I can't really say that I've done bad. I can't. You know, things have worked out pretty good for me. You know, so anyway, let me close it out here, guys, and we'll do it again next time. I think the next time might be an upload, but we'll see. Might be an upload of me. But the donut thing, I think I might be able to pull that off on the live. Might be able to pull that one off because it don't take long to make donuts. At least not this way. I'm going to show you a new way to make donuts that a lot of people don't know about, I should say. So we'll teach you about that. You can cut corners on some baking items here and there, you know. So in any case, let me get out of here so we can close it out so I can give Straight Jacket a call. So you know, and that'd be for everybody, really, you know. It's just whatever happens in your life, it was meant to be. You know, what comes to pass, it is, you know. Another interesting, I was telling people about channels to go to, interesting channels that I've come across. Let's see, is Tasha going to head by to Glaze? I doubt it. I doubt that very much. But let's see. But I was just going to say, what was I going to say? Right on the end of my tongue. Yeah, Tasha threw it off. The name Tasha threw my brain off here. So let's see. Yeah, there's an interesting channel called Inside Russia. You guys, if you guys get a chance, check him out. He's a guy that used to live in Russia. He bailed out of Russia because they were going to draft him. And he's got 2 kids and a wife. And there's no way he was going to fight for Russia and kill his brothers and sisters in the war. So he bailed out. So check him out. He's going to teach you. He's got a video on everything about Russia from the start to the finish. Today's was a really good one on talking about Stalin and Lenin. Interesting. Yeah, Russia is not Russia. Put it this way: there's going to be a World War III because unless we could put it this way, Ukraine has to hold Russian forces off, and if they can't, then it's going to be World War III, just because Russia's going to march on. They're going to go into NATO's territory, and that will start World War III, and that won't be good for anybody. So if this generation is going to last, then Ukraine needs to win that war. That's just the way it's got to be. Otherwise, it's going to end up nuclear. There ain't no way to stop nuclear. Conventional is going to end once Russia marches into NATO territory. That much I do know. That I learned this from watching Inside Russia. That taught me that. So he says Russia, because he has a family member that was high up in the military, and their goal is to get, once the Soviet Union dumped, Putin took over. Putin's whole goal is to get the Ukraine or get the Soviet Union back. That means Poland, Romania, all those countries. Some of those countries actually wouldn't mind going back to communism again. But in that guy's life inside Russia, he doesn't want to go. He doesn't want that. He's tasted freedom, and he don't want to lose freedom. He's had the taste of freedom. He owned 2 houses in Russia, owned 2 businesses. So yeah, and Russia took all that away. He lost his business. The Russian government took it from him. And now they're taking the properties away from the people too. So that's something that's going on in Russia right now. A lot of people don't know is that the old Soviet Union is surely but truly coming back. And that's a bad deal for the world. It's a bad deal for the whole entire world. And we pray and hope that we don't end up in World War III. That's all I got to say. It sucks. Sucks that Russia's doing what they're doing. Just plain out sucks. But there's nothing anybody could do about it except for Ukraine. And then that's supplying them with the weapons they need. So that's... And then we're giving them, even the Republicans that are controlling the House of Representatives, they're letting the weapons go through. They're not going to... Because they know what's going to happen. That's why they're letting it happen. Letting the weapons come out of our country, and we're giving them tanks, and the rest of the world's doing the same thing because they know what's going to be and what's going to happen in the end if they don't. So then there's going to be more blood to be drawn out from people, be more dead bodies, and that's just not the way. It's not the way we think anymore, The world's different now than what it used to be, from 50 years ago, It just is. And it's too bad that Putin is gone the direction that he has. It's just too bad. I don't know. It's time we close the video out, though. But I do appreciate Pat121 Groupthink for coming in here. And please come back, man. I thank all you guys, BB Dodge. Thank all you guys for coming in. God bless you all. In the name of God, we just say, I just want to pray for all these people. I want to pray for the troops in Ukraine. I want to pray for everybody that needs prayer. I want to pray for you all. In Jesus' name, I say amen to all that. So, okay, guys, let's close it out. We've been on here for almost going on 3 hours. Can you imagine that? 3 hours. Let's see, other nomadic YouTubers. Please do come back if you get a chance. And I appreciate each and every one of you for being in there. I got to remember your name. So Pat121's Groupthink. Pat121's Groupthink. Okay. Gotta remember BB Dodge. I gotta remember to subscribe and go back and subscribe. Get all you guys subscribed. I gotta do that. So, okay, guys, we're gonna call it. You guys all take care. Good night to you all. In Jesus' name, amen.